Yes, we are. Welcome back to episode 5
of Not My Cup of Tea.
Not My Cup of Tea.
And today we're going to talk about
work boyfriends.
Ooh. Woo. Sip my wine. Gonna sip my wine.
Sips, drink a little. Okay, so the reason Gabby and I decided that this needed to be our next topic is because Gabby and I literally come home every day after work just to tell each other what happened with our work boyfriends that day.
Right.
And
it could be the smallest of things.
Yes. It'll be like literally, oh my God, he said hi to me.
Oh my God, he kind of looked my way today.
Literally the dumbest things. But we were hanging out with our friend and then we realized how crazy we sounded because like obviously we don't have boyfriends, right. So like what the fuck are we talking about?
Yeah, so we'll say work boyfriends, be like, oh, your actual boyfriends, and we're like, no.
We're like, oh, you're fooling around with somebody at work, and it's like,
no,
not quite.
But I think a lot of people understand that when you are stuck in the workplace for 8 hours, you need to entertain yourself somehow.
Yes, that is a great way to put it. Entertainment.
Yes.
Need to emphasize that. Entertainment. So, okay, my definition of a work boyfriend is a guy that I'm for sure attracted to. Like, I think he's cute, like, whatever. Whether it be I'm attracted to his actual face or his personality. And literally, like, maybe I'll flirt with him. Or maybe, like...
real subtle like, though.
No, yeah. Like, to the point where, like, when he walks away, I'm full on, like, oh, my God. Like, you know, like, messing around about it. But he has no idea that I even remotely talk about him.
Oh, yeah. No, you got to keep that shit on the low.
No, he has no idea. So, like, everybody else in the room could know. Because, like, when he walks away, best believe I'm like, ooh. He gave me a hug. And then, I don't know, everybody else could know because I'm gonna give him a look, like, after, but he will not know. He cannot know. Because once he finds out, it's no longer fun. It's no longer entertaining. Because then they take it seriously, and then it's either weird, or it's, like... Awkward, yeah.
Yeah. I think it's fun just having, like, the tension.
Yes.
Just, like, you know?
Yes, and building it a little bit, like,
And I think, okay, wait, before we get into this even more, I think we need to clarify. When we're talking about our work boyfriends, this could be past or present. So it could, like, Alexis and I have worked at a number of places. Yes. So when we talk about, you know, these situations or whatever, you know, it could be now. It could be 5 years ago.
Literally.
You're not going to know. You know, and we're going to have a couple stories. Any names that we mention are changed.
Yeah, we definitely...
1,000% anonymous. You will never find out who unless you're a psychopath and genuinely look into this.
We actually... seriously change the names. And let me also tell you this. So there will be stories that we both know, and it's not necessarily because we worked at the same place. When I tell you, me and Gabby tell each other these stories, and we literally, I could reenact every story Gabby's ever told me, like full on, like as if I was there. Doesn't mean I was there.
Right.
So we're gonna tell these stories, and don't take it too personally to go try to be little Nancy Drew.
Don't be assuming.
Don't be assuming because we changed the names. We're being real careful. All right,
real careful. If this shit gets out, I'm moving.
I gotta edit it.
I'm moving. We're just not gonna post.
Cut the cameras.
We're gonna cut the cameras. What cameras? These are mine.
I know you're right. You're right. Cut the sound. Cut the audio.
Cut the audio. Anyways. Okay.
So, who do you want to start with, your work boyfriend or?
How about you start?
Ooh, okay. So, my very first work boyfriend that I experienced, actually...
your first ever?
My first...
okay.
Was it my first? You know what? I will say it was my first ever.
Oh, all right.
I will say it was my first ever because when I started working, I had a boyfriend, and in that sense, like, I was, like, really respectful about it and, like, wouldn't, like, fool around. Like, you know what I mean? Right. But... my very first work boyfriend was like this. Honestly, I was more entertained by the fact that like I was able to say stuff and it not necessarily get out. But then at the same time, I worked with
like
all
get
women,
out to like your other coworkers.
Okay, so I'm just gonna spill the tea right here because he already knows, and it happened.
She said,
I'm gonna spill the tea. So It was at Sephora. I was there.
Oh.
And I work at a Sephora inside JCPenney. So obviously all of my coworkers are like female or gay. And right. So obviously he was part of the JCPenney team. And I would like mess around like so bad, like to the point where it was like he would like walk around the corner and I'd be like, ooh, like
like out loud,
like hey cutie, but like joking.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, yes, out loud, but like after he already left.
Because I'd be saying that shit to myself when I see my work boyfriend walk by. I'm like, ooh,
yes,
looking real good today.
Yes.
And then the same uniform. Every day.
So I would literally just make dumb comments like when he would like walk by or like if he would come into the store, like stupid shit, you know? Mm-hmm. And so whatever. The thing is, I worked with all females too, and like word got out. Okay? Word got out and he found out. And you know what? He didn't make it weird because like I think he knew that I was like kidding.
Right.
But at the same time, it was like he kind of fed into it a little bit, and like we would just kind of like mess around.
So he went along with it.
He went along with it, but not like it was like subtle. Like it wasn't like anything crazy, and I can appreciate that because like I knew nothing was ever going to happen. He knew nothing was ever going to happen. It was just kind of like
so
for
there's
fun.
A mutual understanding without having to say there's an understanding, and I think that's the best scenario.
Exactly. And it was just kind of fun, and then that was like that. Like we really didn't. It didn't like nothing ever happened. Like we didn't. Yeah. Hook up or anything, but it was just like fun.
It's just all fun and games at work, and that's it.
Exactly.
Love that. That's a healthy work boyfriend.
Healthy work boyfriend.
I have a toxic work boyfriend story.
Tell me.
So, okay, this guy. So I did find him attractive, like genuinely. I was just like, okay. And then like it started off with just staring, and then it kind of started off flirting, and then I was just like, ooh, like. Am I catching feelings? Kind of caught some feelings. And I was like, ooh. And then we started hanging out. So I'm telling you, like, work boyfriends could either go from
escalate.
Real chill to real crazy. And it got real crazy, real quick, real quick. And I think there's a difference within someone's personality at work and when you're in the outside world.
Dude, 100%. I am a completely different person at work.
Right.
Like, best believe in the most well-behaved, maybe sometimes it's still a dumb bitch, but like well-behaved professional.
But professional.
Yeah.
Right. Right. And I think it's like, you know, when you're all professional and chill and like, you know, put together at work, like, you know, you're going to be acting a little different, especially when you got to actually do your job. Like 5 minutes later, you can't be talking to, you know, your work boyfriend all day. But eventually, like, we took that out of the workplace and it was actually really cool. I was like, whoa, like, I kind of actually like this person. Like, it was like really chill. Whatever. One thing led into another. Like, you know, first you start thinking, ooh, like, can I, like, get a little frisky with this person? Like, you picture you and your work boyfriend, like, you know, going at it. You're like, oh, you know, it's a nice thing to, think about, like, whatever. But then when it actually happens, oh, my God. First of all, your first thought is like, yes, this is fucking hot. Be on. It's cool. But then you have to go back to work.
Yes. And the interaction at work is crucial because the way you interact with each other is literally how everyone will know or not know.
Yes. Keeping your shit on the lowest of keys at work is damn near impossible. Depending.
I was like, I beg to differ.
I mean, like, I could keep my shit together and, like, keep it on the low, but it's like, in this case, the other person, it's just like... And then you form friendships at work, like, you're close to people, like, you don't have shit to talk about sometimes, so it's like, you know, you and your work best friend sometimes gotta, like, share what's going on in your lives, and I think I shared with one too many, because I was, like, really close with, like, my peeps at the time. So... whatever. And then turns out he had a thing with another girl at work.
Toxic.
Real toxic.
Messy.
And then messy.
Messy.
And then
best word to use.
Yes. Messy. All around messy. And then it got kind of crazy because it started getting serious with this man. Like, serious. And then I found out about the other girl that we worked with, and I was like, not about it. And I kind of was just like, hey, hope we can still be friends. Like, I was super chill about it, but this man was not having it. And, you know, it kind of ruined our friendship. Like, it kind of sucked. Like, because we were really cool, like, before all the stupid shit went down, you know? So it's like, ladies and gentlemen, really think about if you want to take that work boyfriend, girlfriend relationship to the next level. Because I know, we be thinking our horny thoughts and like, ooh, like I could like, do like, stuff. Yes.
When my work boyfriend talks to me, he could literally tell me to like go fucking cry in a corner. I'll be like, tell me again. Tell me again, please.
He could pat your shoulder and tell you good job, and you're like,
do it again.
My God, just thinking about it.
I'm like, pat a little lower, maybe.
So like I said, it's easy to be like, ooh, like I can't picture myself doing crazy things with this person, but it's like, I'm telling you, think about it before you do it. Because when that shit doesn't work out, and it won't, most likely it won't, then you have to go back to work with this person and truly think about if that is what you want to deal with, having to go back to work 5, maybe 7 days out of the week for 8 hours. Do you really want to be stuck with that person? So that's my advice. Just think about it.
So my question to you is, after that happened, were you guys able to be cordial at work, or did it make things very awkward?
I mean, it was a little awkward, but it's like, I'm kind of like the type of person when like I know shit's probably going to be awkward, I try to be the least awkward as possible. Like,
okay.
Like, I'd rather neither of us be uncomfortable. So it's like, even though I am a little uncomfortable with the situation, like, I'm going to front so hard. Like, I'm really going to be like, hey, like, blah, blah, blah. Like, oh, what's up? Or like, hey, like, literally, I'm going to act like nothing. But it's like, it kind of sucks,
Yeah. Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a rough one. Honestly, I've never actually hooked up with anyone that I work with. I just like, well, I was in a relationship for a long time, so I just like never felt the need to. And then even now that like I'm not, don't get me wrong, if my work boyfriend told me today that he was down, I might just have to take him up on that offer.
Stop recording this podcast, leave me and go meet him right now.
I would, you know what, inquiring minds want to know. I would have to see what's up, at least.
Okay.
At least, you know?
I'm glad to know you wouldn't just dip. You'd think about it for a second.
I would think about it. Because...
Wow. I'd encourage you to go.
I know you would. I know you would.
After my whole ass toxic ass story. Fuck him.
Oh my God. No. Okay, so let me tell you about my work boyfriend. His nickname, for the sake of me not, like,
having
being
to leave the
mortified.
Having to leave the whole ass state.
Exactly. His nickname's going to be Ben. I actually have 2. Whole ass hoe, and they don't even know. Okay, so it's going to be Ben and Brian. So Ben literally is the type of person that won't give anyone the time of day unless, like, you're just that person that's like thirsty. Ooh. Like, just like a thirsty person.
Okay. So you gotta give him a little something to give for him to give you a little something.
Exactly. Okay. But you know what? He's not like that with like me, which I can appreciate because I think I would like him a little less if he was like,
Yeah.
Well, not like him. I don't like him, but like you get what
I'm
saying.
Right.
Anyways, so with this specific work boyfriend, I'll literally go into work and like he could literally do nothing. Like he could literally be standing there and I'll be like, oh my God, he's standing there. Like I have to walk past him. Like, wow.
And tell me why, if it like, you're walking down the hallway, whatever the fuck you may be walking by, and you just have to walk by, and it's like you're pretending not to notice him. You're just looking straight ahead, pretending he doesn't exist, but you damn well know he looking good.
Oh, yes.
Looking at, I don't even know.
And the thing is I try so hard to just, like, focus. Like, I will literally walk in. Like, okay, so there's been a few times where, like, he's standing in the front, and I have to walk, like, past him in order to get to the back to put my stuff down and then start working. Mm-hmm. So I literally will pick, like, a fucking speck on the wall or, like, a paper to look at. So that way I don't, like, I avoid all eye contact. I literally, like...
look down at your phone, literally. Knowing damn well there ain't nothing on your phone that you're looking at.
Exactly. Like, I will not say hi. Because, one, I'm actually a really awkward person.
Yeah, I was about to say, you're kind of like...
I'm super awkward. Especially when it comes to people that, like, I can be attracted to. Or, like... I don't know. I'm just super awkward. I don't know how to explain it. You kind of just have to witness it in order to understand. But I literally will avoid any type of contact with him.
And it's crazy because you are not an awkward person. You are not shy, like, for the most part. Like, it's like, if we're out and about and, like, we're hanging out with people, you are not shy. Like, you are, like, probably, like, more out there than me in the sense, like, where you will start conversation or, like, be like, yeah, let's do that. Like, you know, like, you're very social. Like, so it's very interesting. So when it comes to, like, you know, that. Yeah. Like, you're the dead-ass opposite.
You know what? I will say this. If I'm ever in a room and I'm quiet, there's somebody in the room that you're attracted to. That I can't be looking like a dumbass bitch in front of. So I'm going to keep my mouth shut.
Unless she's fucked up. Then
dude, oh my God. Should we tell that story? Maybe another time.
Another time.
That's...
We got to talk about our stories.
We have to have the Quarantine Chronicles. Oh my God, why have we not thought of this?
Ladies and gentlemen, the shit that has gone down since quarantine, and the fact that any shit has gone down in quarantine is fucking ridiculous. But I guess we'll save that for another podcast.
Literally, I don't know, it's Will Chronicles.
Jesus. Okay, so whenever we have ideas for another podcast, we, like, have to write it down, like, right away. Otherwise, literally, like, me and Alexis have fucking amnesia. We will literally...
Short-term memory loss.
Yes, 100%. We have short-term memory loss. We will 1,000% forget.
We write down everything. Just know, even for today, we had to do, like, we don't necessarily write out, like, what we're going to say, but we have to put, like, bullet points of, like, topics that we're trying to hit, or else we're just going to rant for, like, ever.
Yeah, and talk about basically nothing. Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to do the Quarantine Chronicles one episode, and we're going to tell you all about all the crazy-ass shit that we did during quarantine.
Yes. Because honestly, even though we are still in quarantine, so the Chronicles will technically go on. Yeah. But I think we'll talk about the Chronicles since, fucking January?
No, we have to start from the first week, because that's when it happened.
Right. Okay.
Everyone is anonymous. Everyone is anonymous. I can never... I'm anonymous. I'm not even gonna... It's my story. I'm gonna be like, I don't know who it was, but this one bitch I knew, she fucking went through it. But I'm gonna tell her story.
I keep your fucking story. Dumb bitch.
Oh, jeez. Right, anyways.
Back to topic.
Back to motherfucking Ben. So, it's so funny because, like, literally the first day I came home and I told Gabby, I was like, Gabby, I'll marry this man. Like,
and I was like, and meanwhile in my head, I'm just like, what is this bitch talking about now? Like, I was like, what is it now?
I literally was like, Gabby, I have a work boyfriend. We don't need to talk about it, but, like, we need to talk about it.
And I was like, I love that for you.
So, every single time I came home, I updated her on my work boyfriend. Every time. And it was literally like...
It could be the smallest of things.
For like the first, I'm not even kidding you, like month or two, I spoke maybe 4 words to this man, like total. Like, I did not talk to him at all. And then finally, like, we ended up like talking in a couple shifts and like getting to know each other a little bit better. Just like in general, not even anything crazy. Just like, oh, like, your name's Alexis? Yeah, like... You know. Okay, it's not that serious, but you know what I mean. Like, just like little shit, just getting to know each other. And once it got to that, I was like, oh my God, Gabby, he's in love. He's in love with me.
You're in love with him.
I'm in love with him. We're gonna get married.
Yes.
We don't talk about that. You know?
No.
We don't talk about it.
No.
So then once like it became a thing and it was just something that like me and Gabby would constantly talk about, that's when like at work I feel like I was a little bit more comfortable, and I definitely got a lot more comfortable with my coworkers. Mm-hmm. So like I started like messing around at work, like saying stupid shit, and like one of my other friends who I knew before I had started working there caught on and literally was shut the fuck up.
You kind of made it a little obvious that you were attracted to this person.
Oh no, I did. 1,000%. But never in front of him. Never.
Okay, yeah.
Never. Because I can't expose myself.
No. We're not about the exposure.
But literally that friend would see, like, we would work together often.
Because that friend knows you.
Oh no, and he was just like, if you don't shut the fuck up, I'm gonna slap you. And I was like, oh. But can you get him to slap me too?
This bitch.
I'm gonna say the dumbest shit, and honestly, it just made work fun. Like, it was really boring, honestly, because like the whole quarantine thing was happening, and the position that I was working was just really boring. I was kind of like a loner off to the side, like by myself, and I just had nothing better to do other than just fuck around and say that this guy was hot whenever he wasn't around.
Because it's literally you and your thoughts.
Yeah.
And the people you
see. For 8 hours.
Yes.
Like, literally. And it's like, whoever, like, just so happens to walk by, I'm just like, oh, hey.
Yeah.
By the way.
And tell me this isn't true, okay? So, I feel like with work boyfriends, they're usually guys you would never look at twice on the street. Like, I feel like... Okay, so obviously they're somewhat attractive enough for them to get your attention.
Yes.
But it's like, tell me, when you're working somewhere all the time, every day, for hours on end, they somehow become more attractive.
Okay. So let me say this. With Ben, I was initially like the first, literally, I saw him before I even started working there. And I was just like, obsessed.
Boom. Oh,
like,
it was like
I
boom
literally
for
thought he was so hot.
Okay.
But I didn't know his personality.
Right.
And, you know, a personality depends a lot on whether or not you, like, actually fuck with somebody.
True.
And then I started working at wherever I work at. And I...
or worked at, past tense.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got to know Brian. And Brian is... Honestly, like, I was like, okay, for sure he's super sweet. Like, he was so sweet, and, like, he's pretty funny, and, like, I could be kind of sarcastic with him, and he doesn't take it personally.
Mm-hmm.
And just, like, shift after shift that we started, like, talking, I was like, oh, my God, he's kind of, like, he looks good today. Like, oh, like... He has dimples. Like, you know, I feel like I recognize, like, different things about him every time. And I think it has a lot to do with the fact that, like, one, we worked together all the time. Two, we literally just hang out, like, at work all the time. Because it's just, like, a bunch of people in a room or a area, a restaurant, a freaking store, whatever.
Yeah.
Where you see the same, like, 12 people all the time.
Right.
You know? So it was bound to just, like, you're going to get to know everyone. And I feel like the personalities make somebody so much more attractive.
I 1,000% agree.
But I definitely do think that you still have to be semi-attracted to them in order to, like, have that initial...
It can't all just be personality.
Because I feel like there's a couple other guys that I'm like that with, too, where I can be, like, sarcastic with them and they kind of, like, fire back at me. And, like, we have that same kind of, like... back and forth, but I'm not attracted to them, like, at all.
Yeah.
But, like, with him, I'm just like, when are you gonna ask me out? Like, when are you gonna bring me Starbucks?
And that's funny you say that, because, like, for one of my work boyfriends, and we'll call him, like, Timmy. We're gonna call him Timmy, okay? Because, I don't know, he's, like, a little on the younger side. Legal, don't worry. He's on the younger side. And it's like, I am, like, not attracted to him in that way, like, whatsoever. And the only reason why he's being talked about on the work boyfriend subject is because this guy is so adorable, and he literally has so much confidence to have said, oh, like, you want to go on a date with me or what? And I was like, this
if a guy, okay.
Oh, I thought it was so cute.
Okay. Just a little... At least how my fucked up brain works.
Okay.
If a guy asks me out, like, awkwardly straight up, it makes me awkward. And I don't know how to respond. But if we're, like, messing around in, like, a cute little banter, and you're like, oh, so you won't date me? And then I have to be like, like, should I answer honestly? Like, maybe. But it makes it, like, I feel like that, like, if you're already going back and forth and you have, like, that tension building, when you throw it in there while you're going back and forth, it makes it so much easier to respond with, like, a flirty response back. And it just, again, it makes it so fun. Like, when I'm at work and I get to flirt with a guy for 8 hours and then go home like nothing happened. Like,
it's great.
It's great. It's so fun. So, go on. Sorry.
So, no, it's fine. I love your input. So, like, and we did kind of have, like, that kind of, like, fun, like, mess around relationship, but it was never, like, in that way. So I was like, oh, like, this is new. Like, you know, like, I think he's chill. Like, he could handle, like, my sarcastic, like, you know, assholeness, because I could be, like, a little bit of a dick sometimes. And when he said that, I was literally like, no. Absolutely no. And I just laughed. And then he was like, oh, I mean, like, you're missing out. And then I was like, oh, and I was like, you're funny. Like,
dick.
Poor guy. Okay? And, like, ever since then, me and little Timmy, like, he'll be in a bad mood at work sometimes. And, like, I'll be like, you know, he's, like, cool. He's, like, the homie or whatever. And I'll be like, oh, like, are you having a bad day? And he'll be like, a little bit, yeah. I'm like, it's okay to say that you miss me. Like, I'll literally, like, mess with him, like, get him to laugh. And he'll be like, shut the fuck up. And it's a great little relationship.
See, and you're his work girlfriend in that sense.
And, oh, yeah, maybe I am.
So you're just that fun little...
Yeah, and I'll, like, you know, back in the day, I don't know, maybe I'll still go there, I don't know, go into work, and then he'd be like, good morning, Gabby, and then I'll be like, good morning, Timmy. Like, I'll entertain it, you know? Mm-hmm. But he's just, like, super adorable. Like,
yeah. I love that.
So that's, like, an innocent, like, yeah. You know, one. But it's, like, for the other two, who I consider my work boyfriends, good God. Like, if I could, God. These men, Jesus Christ.
Has to take a sip of your
I sipped my wine. But it's, like, that's kind of, those two are kind of, like, my Bryans, like, for you, you know? But they're different.
They're different.
So,
like, they're different from each other? Or they're different from, like, my situation?
Like, different personalities.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. I feel like one,
different
like...
personalities.
Yeah, I feel that. I feel like I get the best of both worlds, you know?
Nice.
I get, like, one work boyfriend that's, like, one way, and then, like, another work boyfriend that's just, like, the other way, and I'm just like, wow.
You gotta keep your options, your fake options open.
Exactly. You know? Exactly. Like, they're never actually gonna date you. But
you're
it's
never,
just a great time.
ever gonna date them.
Yes.
But it's, like, it's fun.
Might blow them a kiss every now and then, but...
I would have taken that far.
When they turn around. Oh my gosh, I have to tell a story. Okay, go on then.
No.
No. Go.
You want me to talk about one of my work boyfriends?
Yeah. My story is about the time where I was talking about my work boyfriend in the office.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. Before we go on to that, so I'll say something about one of my work boyfriends. So we're going to call him... We'll call him David, okay? We'll call him David. So David is a super attractive guy, but David is a hoe. Ugh, like ho, ho, ho. He a hoe.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Santa Claus.
He is a hoe. And normally, these are the kind of guys that I am least attracted to. The kind of guys that know they could flirt with whoever, like, you know, get any girl to, like, that's the least attractive guy, like, to me, in my eyes. But it's like, we're at work. I ain't got nobody else. So guess what? I might be one of those girls to be like, just because I'm fucking bored.
Yes.
And that's why he's
And there's nothing wrong with that.
There's not.
There's nothing wrong with that because nothing is ever going to
happen.
Yes.
That
is the key to a work boyfriend. It is literally, like, basically a fake relationship. And when I say fake, I mean you literally make up everything in your whole mind. And I know that sounds unhealthy.
And you know what? For the bitches who are listening to this, you can't tell me you never thought about it this way.
Yes, because you know what? Sorry, I just grabbed my whole boob.
It's bad that it didn't even faze me.
He's being naked so many times.
Yeah.
What was I talking about?
Honestly, I lost track.
Anyways, I feel like I was... okay. Literally, I know it sounds unhealthy that we say, like, it's a fake relationship and you make it all up, but, like, the thing is you do make it all up. Like, it's meant for entertainment. It's not meant for you to be in a relationship. It's not meant for you to catch feelings. It's not meant for you to try to get the other person to catch feelings. It is strictly for the fact that you are working an 8-hour shift.
And you're just trying to get through the fucking day.
And you're just trying to get through the day. You're trying to have a good day, flirt a little maybe. If you don't even flirt with the person, that's still not even a big deal. It's like you can flirt with them in your head and it's nothing bad is going to happen.
It's still just nice to look at. An attractive person. But with this guy, with David, when at the job, when we first started out, I was like, you don't flirt right away with someone, you know? It's like, gotta get to, like, know them a little bit, know their personality. And when I did, I was like, oh, he's a hoe, whatever, we're at work, that's fine. And it's like, when he would subtly, like, flirt just a tiny bit, I'd be like, oh. Oh. So that's the game we're going to play. But it's like, you know, he'll flirt for like a second. And then all of a sudden, I think it's like, ooh, like bing, like, you know, light bulb, like, oh.
Gotta catch myself.
Yeah, gotta catch myself. Oh, hey, can you do this? And I'm just like, I guess. But it's like, that's what, like, I kind of like about it. Because it's like, it's like, ooh, back to reality.
Real quick.
Back to reality real quick. And it's like, when I say, like, this man's a hoe, he has a girlfriend.
Ooh.
Which is
messy.
Real messy. So it's like, and ladies, I will tell you right now, like, I am not the type to ever, like, be the other woman. Like, I've never been that woman, never will be. And it's just like, for all the girls who have been, it's just like, you know, like, maybe you learned your lesson. But it's just like, you know, to each their own. But it's just like, I'm just not the type. But I personally don't think there's anything wrong with, like, a tiny bit of, like, you know, like, oh, okay. Or just like, you know, laughing. Like, nothing crazy. Nothing crazy. But, like, that's why I wasn't lying when I said this man was a ho. And it's just, like, I've seen so many tweets of, like, girls saying, like, you know, I'll be damned if, like, my guy is someone's work boyfriend. But it's just, like, check your mans, girl.
Check your mans.
And it's, like, you could be mad or hate on all, like, you know, your man's coworkers, all the girls. You could hate them all you want, but it's, like, why are you hating them so much?
But the thing is if he feeds into it.
Yes. It's your man's job to not feed into it.
Yep.
Or it's your man's job to hide that shit a little better.
Exactly. No.
But there's definitely a line.
That you don't cross.
There's a line that you do not cross. In my eyes. So that's why it's just, like, all fun and games with, like, David. Like, I don't take him seriously. Like, I'm sure he doesn't take anyone else in the workplace seriously. But it's just fun.
Yep.
It's just fun.
It's literally meant for entertainment.
Yes.
Strictly. The thing is sometimes, okay, and this is just, like, honestly, this is just my personality in general. Like, I hate to admit it, but it is. I take things a little too far sometimes. Occasionally.
Ooh, okay, explain.
So, I was sitting in the office talking to my friend that, like, I had said, you know, knows me and knew me before. And I was sitting in there, and we were just talking about literally nothing. Like, not nothing, but, like, nothing that had to do with my work boyfriend whatsoever. And I'm talking specifically about Ben. And so I don't know how I brought it up, but, like, I can somehow manipulate any conversation to bring this man up. Like, you could literally tell me, like, you took a shit, and I'll be like, shit, he's sexy. Like, I don't know. I'll say some dumb shit just to bring him up. So I said, like, something, and I don't remember what I said, and, like, I started laughing, and, like, he started laughing too, and then I kept going. I kept going.
Well, you kept
it was,
going
like,
on
almost
Ben.
like a roast, but it was the opposite of a roast, because I was like, wow, he's great.
You're just gassing him up.
And then, so my friend tells me, hey, like, let's go to the crew room. And I was like, okay, like, for sure. I thought that was kind of weird, but, like, whatever. So we go to the crew room, and I was like, why? And he was like, just to let you know, like, the cameras have audio. And I was like, when I tell you,
you were going on your hiatus about this man.
When I tell you, literally, my heart sank to my asshole. I was just like, oh my God, he's gonna know everything.
It's like the people at corporate are like, taking notes.
My store manager is just gonna fire me.
They're just gonna be watching the cameras. The cameras aren't gonna be cut. The cameras are not gonna be cut now. They're just gonna be watching your every move. And meanwhile, Ben doesn't even know because he's just being a child of God trying to do his job.
Literally, I was like, they're gonna get me for, like, harassment or some shit, and I'm not even fucking, like, I've talked 2 words to this guy, like, what the fuck?
I feel like it's so kind of that situation of, like, a Hey Arnold and, like, Helga situation. You know how she's like, oh, like, football head, and just, like, messes around, it's like, whatever, but then, like, she goes home, she goes to, like, her altar, and there's all these candles and pictures, like, I think that's literally what it is.
Literally, dude, I was so mortified. I was like, oh my God. I was like, how often do they listen to it? Like, who listens to it? Like, what's going on? They were like, I mean, they don't. Like, it's not like they're just sitting there fucking going back and listening to everyone's conversation. It's just like, if they just so happen to come across it. Like, and I was just like.
And with our luck, They would.
100%. Dude, I have the worst luck in the world.
Right.
Like, oh my God. I was just like, I could never say another word, but tell me why. Like, a week later, I was sitting in the office, did the same shit. I just forgot. But you know what? Like, honestly, it's all fun and games. And, like, even if he were to, like, find out, I'm pretty sure at this point he, like, has an idea.
Right.
But even if he were to find out, I literally take it so not seriously because I know, at least for me personally, that it would never happen. But I just think it's so funny. So funny. Just to be so extra about it and just, like... I think I'm the entertaining one.
Like, when me and Alexis, like, have left for the day or, like, you know, in the past, like, whatever, like, you know what? I'm working with work boyfriend today. It's going to be a good day. Or, like, you know, it's like, we'll be, like, like, you know, have to go to work and, like, hope work boyfriend is there. It's just, like, that's what they're there for. They're just there just to help get you through the day.
Exactly.
Have a good time in your head, whatever.
Exactly.
But I think it's time to share a story about a situation that genuinely doesn't have to do with us.
Yes.
But what had happened in a workplace that Alexis and I both know about.
So let's dig a little deeper. So with this particular situation, it wasn't work boyfriend related. Like, when we talk about work boyfriends, we're talking about fake relationships that don't exist. We think they're funny.
You know, secretly finding someone attractive. Whatever. Exactly. All fun and games, innocent.
All fun and games. We're talking about actual work, fuck-arounds, relationships, whatever. They may be hookups. And that's what we're going to kind of delve into now.
It's like work flirting gone wrong.
Gone wild.
Gone wild.
It's like Girls Gone Wild, but, like, with work. It's work with the E.
Okay.
It's fine.
All right.
Are you gonna... this is all you.
Oh, my God. So, with this story, our two people, we're going to call them Catherine and Charlie, okay? Good old Catherine and Charlie. And you know what? It's like one of those things. It's like you think of two people you would never think, never know, and it's just like, wow, I applaud them for the most part because I would have had like no clue that was a thing. And I'm just guessed. Like, wow, that's the kind of level I'm trying to get on with my
literally, yes, the most unlikely people to, like, literally different sides of the spectrum.
So different. And I was like, but you know what? That's what happens at work. Yep. You're matched up. You're talking to people who you'd never talk to in the real world. Mm-hmm. And it's like, I guess, whatever. Like, these two, like, gravity put them together. More like, you know, a boring day at work put them together, whatever. And it's like, and they're both kind of like, when it comes to their business, kind of on the down low a little bit. Except, okay, maybe Catherine's a little more out there.
A little? Okay, let me tell a different story.
Oh, God. Okay, but you have to admit, Charlie.
No, Charlie, okay,
super
Charlie kept his business on the low. Like, I'm telling you, this man could have fucked me and I wouldn't have known it. Like, it was so on the low. Like,
it's
crazy.
It's true.
But, Catherine over here, I wouldn't say she put her business out there.
She's a silent killer.
I don't know what that means. But I feel like she okay, let me put it this way. She wasn't one of those people that literally would go and, like, announce to everyone, hey, I did this. But she would go to each individual person in private and tell them, hey, I did this.
So it was like it was a whole ass secret when everyone secretly knew.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly how I would describe her.
Yes.
Okay, so
makes
go on.
No sense.
Okay. No sense.
But anyways, turns out, okay, so like we said, like, Charlie likes keeping his shit on the lowest of keys, doesn't like the attention, hates the drama, super chill guy. So whatever, some time goes by, and Catherine puts through the grapevine in a low-key, quote, low-key way to each individual person, trying to keep a secret. Oh, so I kind of hooked up with Charlie in the parking lot. She tells each individual person this secret. Okay, maybe not everyone at work, but like enough people for that shit to get out.
Yeah.
And people who aren't even like your work best friend, like people who you'd have a cordial whatever conversation with, she was telling. So eventually, whatever, like work does what it does, you know, drama gets around,
everybody talks,
word gets around, everybody fucking talks, and we're like, so Charlie finds out, and Charlie's like, what? Who did she tell? And then literally it's kind of like we all raise our hands.
Yeah.
Like,
everybody knew.
Poor guy. So it's just like literally it's like these like work hookups.
The thing
could
that
go
was
so wrong.
Yes, but the thing that made it worse was Charlie was also hooking up with somebody else at the time.
True.
Charlie was hooking up with somebody else. And like they weren't exclusive or anything. It's not like he was cheating. It was nothing
casual,
like that. Yeah.
real casual.
But the thing is how do you go from somebody that was able to keep it on the low with you to somebody who literally told everyone that you work with,
and now you ruined the one you had a low key thing with.
Exactly. And now like you can't hook up with either of them. You what is that phrase, don't shit where you eat?
Yes.
Like he did that 100%. He did that.
And then he felt like super like you could tell like he was trying not to make it seem like like no big deal. It was a big deal for him. I felt it because Charlie's super cool, like, you know.
Yeah, he's a super chill person.
Yeah. So I was like, sucks, but you know what? Like, lesson learned. Mm-hmm. And everybody's got to learn it at some point. Like, I had, like, one of the younger people at work ask me, like, you know, this person, like, kind of likes me, whatever. Excuse me, Hanover, been drinking the wine. Sponsored by Stella Rosa Green Apple.
And Stella Rosa Black.
But not really. Anyways.
But not really. That's the key.
But not really.
Hopefully one day.
But anyways, so this guy was like, oh, this like girl kind of likes me, blah, blah. And I'm pretty sure it's maybe like his first, second job. And I'm like, oh, child. Like, and I was just like, come into my office. Like, let me tell you, it's not a good idea. Mm-hmm. It's not a good, because it always starts off with, oh, let me give you a ride home. Oh, you don't have a ride home? Let me take you home. Or like, hey, like, are you good today? Like, you know, blah, blah. Do you need, it always starts off nice and innocent. And I'm like explaining to this child, like, hey, this is going to happen, A, B, C, D. And then we were on B when this was happening. And then C, D happened to him. And he was like, you were right. And I was just like, aren't you glad you didn't do anything? And he was like, yes, because now she's acting like I don't exist. And now we're just playing coworkers. And I was just like, you're welcome. And I bow. But it's like...
So, we're going to pick up on the segment. What is or isn't our cup of tea?
Okay.
Work relationships. Is it your cup of tea?
Or not.
Or not. Work relationships. Or hookups. Hookups are good too. We got to talk about the hookups. So, hookups and relationships are different. But are they your cup of tea? Is one or the other your cup of tea? Okay. What are your thoughts? Tell me.
Okay. Work boyfriends, in the innocent sense, are my cup of tea. A little flirting here and there, a little laughing, a little joking around, like a little, do you need help with that? When it's like 5 pounds. You know, like that is my cup of tea because that shit is entertaining. You know, you're attractive. He's attractive, gets you through the day. 1,000% is my cup of tea. What isn't my cup of tea is actually getting real. When shit gets real and you actually hook up, you know what? That shit may feel amazing because it's like, ooh, I've been thinking about this. I've been picturing this. And it's all fine and dandy at first, but then shit gets real and you got to go back to work and you're in the real world and you have to learn this person's real personality. It is not the tea. So, hookups with people in the workplace, actual work boyfriends, are not the tea.
Okay.
It is not the tea.
Okay. Let me give you my opinion.
Okay.
Work boyfriends, I have like 5. So, yes, they're my cup of tea. 100%. I don't have 5, but like, I wish I did.
Who knows? Maybe you do have 5.
Maybe I do. Maybe
you don't know.
Maybe I had some before. Maybe I have some now. Maybe I'll have some in the future. I don't know. But... work boyfriends are my cup of tea. Mainly, I'm telling you, purely for my entertainment. I literally think I'm so fucking funny, and I'm not, but like I really think I am.
You're funny.
Thank you. Oh my god. But I literally think I'm so funny, like, when I talk about it, that, like, I make myself laugh. And, like, I mean, other people laugh, too, whether it's a pity laugh or not, I don't know. But, like, I'm genuinely entertained while I'm at work because of my work boyfriends.
Right.
Now, work hookups or relationships. So, I've never had a work hookup or a work relationship, but I will say this. I think that I personally would be okay with a work hookup. Oh. But I would be extremely picky as to who it was, because that would have to be, I'm super chill. Like, honestly, I'm super chill. Like, when I hook up with people, like, I can keep it on the DL without, like, needing to put it out there, needing other people to know, or even really, like, getting super attached in that sense.
Right.
So, like, in that aspect, I feel like I would be able to separate work from hookup. Okay. And I would need somebody.
And that is rare.
That is rare. But I would need somebody to match that level.
So, if you're listening, Ben, by some crazy 1 in a million chance.
Brian, one of you guys. God damn it.
One of you. Shit.
I'm in it, okay? I'm not looking for anything serious.
It don't gotta be crazy. Don't worry, shit won't get real.
I hate it here.
Anyways. Go on, sorry.
Anyways, so I think as far as, like, a hookup goes, if I could have someone match that energy and match that mentality where, like, if I do start flirting with my other work boyfriend, you can't get mad.
Right.
Because we're not anything.
Yes.
So I need somebody, I would need somebody that can match that level with me.
But that's when the situation of, I've seen you naked, though, comes in. And it's like, people start to form that, and it's natural, start to form, like, that attachment.
No, that's 100% true, but I think that's where you need to, and see, I feel like with situations like that, I'm very...
I think I just broke my chair right now. I don't know if y'all heard that. You calm down.
I feel like with situations like that, I'm a very open person. I will be open to hearing you out as long as you're open to hearing me out. And, like, we will talk about it and talk about literally every scenario that you need to talk about in order for you to be comfortable. Mm-hmm. But I have to definitely hook up with somebody that's on the same, like, mental level as me. That like, if I feel like if you're too emotionally invested, I can't hook up with you. Or, like, on the opposite, if you're, like, too, like, cold-shouldered, that's still weird. Like, I can't hook up with you.
Like,
so
don't
I feel
be
like,
a dick about it either.
Exactly. So I need somebody that can kind of, like, meet me in the middle. Obviously, that's really rare, and that's why, like, I haven't done it yet. But, like... yet. But as far as, like, a work relationship, that is not my cup of tea. I don't think I would ever date, like, seriously anyone that I work with, and I only say that because it gets messy. The thing is like, at work, like, you do have your work best friends, and they have their work best friends, and and that's where you start to get the he said, she said. Yes. Oh, well, we went on a date, and she said it was really good, and he said it was all right.
Yeah, it's a game of telephone. Exactly. Like, it just ends up all bad, all wrong. It's messy. And then all of a sudden, you're talking to your work boyfriend, and he's like, hey, did you say this shit? And it's like, no, and then that's how shit starts. And it's like,
Messy.
So
I don't think work relationships are really my cup of tea, like, at all. Mm-hmm. But I think I could do a work hookup.
It's possible.
I think it's possible. For you. It's just a matter of finding somebody that's, like,
the perfect
capable.
Balance. Yes. Yeah, just from, like, my experience, I'm saying work hookups are not my cup of tea.
Yeah. Well, that's okay.
But I hope that it works out for you.
Thank you. I do too.
Because it's a ride. It's a nice little wild ride.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I need somebody to... I'm just kidding. Anyways, no, yeah. I think, you know what? I think it will happen one day.
Oh my gosh.
I just don't see it happening anytime soon. You know what I mean?
Okay. Leave us on edge. That's fine.
You know what? Hopefully we'll still be doing this podcast. Maybe we'll do a catch-up.
Update.
A little update. A catch-up. We can talk about condiments over here. No, yeah. Maybe we'll do an update.
We will. We will. Okay, that sounds good. Oh.
Wow.
Is that the episode?
Oh my god. I think that is the episode. Crazy.
Real crazy.
Work boyfriends, huh?
It was a good time. I hope we all learned a little something. I hope we all had a little fun listening to our crazy fucking stories.
You know what? Like, if you listen to this episode, like, genuinely listen to this episode, because there's probably, like, maybe 4 people that do, and I'm not even mad about it. Like, I genuinely...
because, once again, we do this to entertain ourselves.
Exactly. But let us know how you feel about work boyfriends. I'm genuinely curious to see if me and Gabby are, like, psychotic, or if, like, that's a real thing.
Tell us if we need to get help or not.
Please. Like, we'll go to a ward tomorrow.
We'll check ourselves in.
Oh my god. Yeah, no. I genuinely want to know if, like, if people see it the same way as we do.
Or you've had your work boyfriends, or maybe work boyfriend gone wrong. Like, tell us your story.
Tell us. We're curious.
Yeah.
Please. And we won't share, I promise.
Yeah, no.
We only share personal. Well, I guess that was a personal story. But it was personal because we worked with them.
Right.
I said we worked with them.
Cut.
God damn it.
Dude, the amount of... Oh my god.
The amount of fuck-ups I've had.
The amount... Yeah. Surprisingly. I'm surprised it wasn't me. Oh my god. We're probably going to have to cut so much from this. But anyways, thank you for joining us on Not My Cup of Tea, episode 5.
Yeah, this is exciting stuff. I know we took, like, a little break. We've been... honestly... It's been kind of hectic lately. We're trying to maintain, like, we're both back at work, like, not full-time, but, like, for the most part, like, we're working a lot. Right. And then...
and we have opposite schedules for the most part.
We have polar opposite schedules. Like, literally, Gabby works mornings, I work nights. So it's just, like, kind of hectic right now. And then on top of trying to maintain, like, some sort of social life. So we've been really bad
about... this climate?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
So we've been really bad about trying to maintain, like, specific...
like a schedule.
Yeah, schedule. Consistency, I guess.
Yeah, a consistent schedule to record and post. But it's like, we'll try and get a little better at it. But I had a good time tonight.
I did. We're going to try, and I'm not going to promise anything, but we're going to try to post a new episode every other Wednesday.
Yes.
That's going to be our goal. Again, like, it's not a guarantee, if I'm being 100% honest
I'm definitely not going to guarantee
that. But we're going to try. That's what we're going to shoot for.
Yes.
So this is episode 5. Hopefully we'll hit you with an episode 6 in 2 weeks, but who knows, you know. But stay tuned.
Yeah, and for those who listen, thank you.
Yes, thank you so much. We appreciate it, honestly.
So much.
Well, that's it.
Yeah, I guess we'll just leave it here.
Time to say goodbye.
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 Why'd that kind of hit, though?
Hey. Lucky Mariah Carey.